You won't believe what's hidden inside this tiny Paris apartment. There is something wonderfully misleading about a tiny Paris apartment. From the outside, or even from the first glance inside, it can appear almost impossibly cramped. A narrow doorway, a modest living area, a compact kitchen, and barely enough room to turn around. Yet Paris has always been good at making small spaces feel like they have stories to tell. Today we are stepping inside one such apartment and discovering that its greatest secret isn't how small it is, but how cleverly every inch has been used. The first thing you notice is the scale. Nothing here feels oversized, and that is precisely the point. Instead of fighting the apartment's limitations, the design works with them. Soft natural light falls across aged-looking walls, warm timber details, and carefully chosen furniture. It has the comfortable imperfection that makes classic Parisian interiors so appealing. Rather than looking like a showroom, the apartment feels as though someone has lived here for years, slowly collecting beautiful things that happen to work remarkably well together. French interiors often remind us that elegance doesn't require excess. In this apartment, character comes from proportion, texture, and restraint. A vintage-style mirror expands the visual depth of a wall. A small upholstered chair provides comfort without overwhelming the room. Even the decorative objects seem intentionally limited. This is an important lesson for anyone living in a smaller home. When space is precious, every object becomes part of the architecture. The goal isn't to fill the room, but to make each piece earn its place. The living room may be compact, but it immediately feels welcoming. Instead of pushing large furniture against every available wall, the arrangement leaves breathing room around the seating. That little gap makes a surprisingly large difference. A compact sofa becomes the visual anchor, while a small coffee table keeps the center practical. The room demonstrates a simple principle that works far beyond Paris. Sometimes the easiest way to make a small room feel larger is to stop trying to put something in every empty corner. And now we come to the first real surprise. Look more closely at the furniture and walls, because much of what appears decorative is doing double duty. Storage is quietly tucked beneath surfaces, behind doors, and into areas that would otherwise be forgotten. This is one of the most useful lessons from compact European apartments. Good storage doesn't always have to announce itself. In fact, the best storage may be the storage you barely notice. When clutter disappears, the room suddenly feels calmer, brighter, and considerably larger. One wall in particular demonstrates how clever a small apartment can become. Rather than treating the wall as nothing more than a backdrop, the design turns vertical space into valuable real estate. Shelving, artwork, lighting, and concealed storage can coexist without making the room feel crowded. The secret is repetition and alignment. When elements share similar proportions and visual rhythm, they feel intentional rather than chaotic. It's a small design trick, but one that can make an enormous difference in an apartment where floor space is limited. Then we reach the kitchen, and this is where the apartment becomes especially clever. A tiny kitchen can easily become visually dominant, particularly when cabinets, appliances, and countertops occupy nearly every available inch. Here, however, the kitchen feels integrated into the architecture. The finishes echo the surrounding room, allowing the cooking area to feel like part of the home rather than a separate utility zone. It is a useful reminder that in a small apartment, visual continuity can be just as important as physical space. What makes this kitchen interesting isn't simply its appearance. It is the way the design seems to anticipate everyday life. There is a place for preparing food, storing essentials, and moving around without unnecessary obstacles. This is where thoughtful design becomes more than decoration. A beautiful kitchen that is difficult to use is not successful design. In a compact apartment, every movement matters. The best layouts reduce unnecessary steps and make ordinary routines feel natural, even when the available space is remarkably small. There is no need for a grand dining room here. Instead, a small dining arrangement creates a dedicated place for meals without sacrificing valuable floor area. This is another lesson worth remembering, especially for anyone downsizing or living in a compact home. Rooms do not always need rigid definitions. One area can serve several purposes throughout the day. A breakfast table can become a workspace, a reading spot, or a place for conversation. Flexibility is one of the greatest luxuries a small home can offer. Parisian designers have long understood the power of mirrors, and this apartment uses that idea beautifully. A strategically positioned mirror doesn't actually add square footage, of course, but it changes our perception of the room. It reflects light, repeats architectural details, and creates the suggestion of another layer beyond the wall. The important point is placement. One carefully chosen mirror can be more effective than several small decorative mirrors scattered around the room. In a compact home, visual simplicity usually produces the strongest result. Perhaps the apartment's most important design feature isn't furniture at all. It is light. Natural light moves through the space and gives even the narrowest areas a sense of openness. Instead of blocking windows with heavy furniture or unnecessary decoration, the design allows the light to remain the star. This is a lesson anyone can use. Before buying another decorative object, look at your windows. Ask whether the room is receiving as much natural light as possible. Sometimes the best renovation is simply removing what stands between the room and the daylight. Now comes one of the most intimate parts of the apartment, the bedroom. At first, it seems almost too small to create a relaxing atmosphere. Yet the designer avoids the temptation to make it visually complicated. The palette remains gentle, the furniture is appropriately scaled, and unnecessary pieces are left out. That restraint creates something important, a sense of calm. A bedroom doesn't need to be large to feel luxurious. What matters more is whether the space allows you to breathe, rest, and forget for a moment that you are living inside a compact footprint. Even the bedside area has been carefully considered. Instead of relying on bulky nightstands, the design uses compact surfaces and vertical opportunities to provide what is actually needed. This might seem like a minor detail, but small space design is often won through dozens of minor decisions. Where does the lamp go? Where do books belong? Where can you charge a phone? Where can you place a glass of water? When these questions are answered thoughtfully, the room becomes effortless to use, and that is often the real definition of good design. The bathroom might be one of the most challenging spaces in any tiny apartment. There are fixtures that cannot simply disappear, yet there is usually very little room between them. Here, proportion becomes essential. Compact fixtures, reflective surfaces, and a restrained palette help prevent the bathroom from feeling boxed in. Instead of trying to make every element dramatic, the design allows the room to feel clean and continuous. The lesson is simple. In a small bathroom, visual calm can make the space feel considerably more generous. One of the biggest mistakes people make in small homes is thinking only about floor space. But walls and ceilings offer another dimension. Tall shelving, high-mounted cabinets, vertical artwork, and carefully positioned lighting can draw the eye upward. Suddenly, the room feels taller rather than merely narrower. This apartment takes advantage of that psychological effect without making the design feel complicated. It is a clever reminder that when you run out of floor space, you don't necessarily need to move. You may simply need to start thinking vertically. Then there are the awkward corners. Those little spaces that seem too narrow for furniture and too strange to decorate are often where compact apartments reveal their ingenuity. A corner can become a reading seat, a narrow shelf, a storage cabinet, or simply a place for a plant. The important thing is not to force every corner to perform a function. Sometimes leaving a little emptiness is the smarter decision. Good small space design is not about maximizing every square inch. It is about maximizing usefulness without sacrificing comfort. What makes this apartment particularly charming is the balance between practicality and Parisian history. Even when modern conveniences are introduced, the space doesn't lose its sense of age. Vintage-inspired furniture, classic architectural details, warm materials, and softly weathered finishes create a feeling that is difficult to manufacture. For older viewers especially, there is something comforting about this approach. The apartment doesn't chase every passing trend. Instead, it focuses on timeless qualities, comfort, craftsmanship, proportion, and a sense of permanence. The colors are another reason the apartment feels larger than it really is. Instead of relying on a complicated collection of contrasting shades, the palette remains cohesive. Soft neutrals provide the foundation, while muted accents add personality without creating visual noise. This doesn't mean every small apartment needs to be white. Far from it. The lesson is to choose colors that relate to one another. When walls, furniture, textiles, and accessories speak the same visual language, the eye can move through the room more easily. There is another misconception this apartment quietly challenges: the idea that small furniture should automatically look inexpensive. The pieces here may be compact, but they still have character. A beautifully shaped chair, an elegant lamp, or a well-made wooden table can give a small room a sense of quality. In fact, fewer pieces often mean you can pay more attention to the pieces you choose. Rather than buying 10 objects simply because they fit, choose 3 or 4 that you genuinely enjoy seeing every day. If we step back and look at the entire apartment, something becomes clear. There isn't one enormous trick responsible for making the space work. Instead, dozens of quiet decisions support one another. The furniture is appropriately scaled. Storage is concealed. Light remains unobstructed. Colors cooperate. Vertical space is used intelligently. Vintage details add personality. Most importantly, nothing is fighting for attention. That may be the apartment's greatest secret. Successful small space design isn't about making the room look bigger at all costs. It's about making the room feel better. And this is where the apartment becomes more than a beautiful collection of interiors. It becomes a practical design lesson. Whether you live in a tiny studio, a traditional house, or a home that simply feels too cluttered, the same principles apply. Edit what you own. Use vertical space. Protect natural light. Choose furniture according to the room rather than your previous home. Create flexible zones. And above all, don't confuse more possessions with more comfort. Sometimes making a home better begins by deciding what doesn't need to be there. There is also something deeply human about living in a small space. When your surroundings are compact, you become more aware of what truly matters. A favorite chair becomes important. Morning light across the floor becomes memorable. A little table becomes the place where conversations happen. The home starts to feel less like a collection of rooms and more like a personal landscape. Perhaps that is why some tiny Paris apartments feel so warm. They aren't trying to impress us with their size. They invite us to appreciate the life happening inside them. So what was actually hidden inside this tiny Paris apartment? It wasn't a secret room or some extravagant architectural trick. The real surprise was hidden in the decisions themselves. Behind an ordinary-looking wall was smarter storage. Inside a compact kitchen was a more efficient workflow. Within a tiny bedroom was a sense of calm. And throughout the apartment was an understanding that elegance can exist without excess. The hidden treasure wasn't additional square footage. It was the realization that thoughtful design can transform the way we experience the square footage we already have. As we leave this charming Paris apartment, perhaps the most important lesson is also the simplest. A small home does not have to feel like a small life. With thoughtful planning, appropriate furniture, natural light, intelligent storage, and a little French sense of restraint, even a cramped apartment can become warm, personal, and surprisingly sophisticated. And maybe that is what makes these Parisian spaces so fascinating. They remind us that beautiful living isn't measured in square feet. It is measured in how comfortably, intentionally, and happily we use the space we have.